Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you don't know me, my name is Kamari Lewis and welcome to my page. I'm a makeup artist here on YouTube and I teach everyone about makeup. I love self-expression and how free makeup is, and that's what I like to embody and channel on this page. So today, if you're interested in learning the difference between bronzer and contour, keep watching because it's going to be a really fun video. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between bronzer and contour. That's a pretty big question, to be honest, because bronzer and contour can range like crazily. It is a very wide range simply because the shades that you need for bronzing and contouring are also very different, and for each and every single person it is completely unique. To be honest, it really is. And they try to make it as uniform as they possibly can to match everybody, but it's gonna warm up differently on your skin depending on your undertone, how warm you are already, you know, what's the main pigment coming through. But if you're very neutral or you pull gray almost or olivey toned on your undertone, contouring and bronzering might be something that's a little bit of a struggle. This video will give you some clarification, differentiate what works best for you. Are you more of a bronzer girl or are you more of a contour girl? So that's what we're gonna figure out in this video today. I'm so excited, you guys. First things first, always prime your skin, you guys. Today I'm going in with the One Size Primer from Patrick Starr, the magnet one that's like blur and pouring. Now I'm going to be doing two very different things on each side of my face. One side I'm going to have for contour and one side I'm going to have for bronzer to truly show you guys the difference and how it looks and everything too. And for foundation today, I'm going to be putting on the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This foundation is really pretty. I lost a lot of it while I was traveling. I was livid, you guys, livid, but you live and you learn and you twist your bottles better before you leave. That's really what it is, y'all. Heartbreaking nonetheless, I must say. And you know what, you guys? Something else I notice a lot is bronzing and contouring kind of relies on your concealer too. So we'll really get into all of that. When it comes to clients, I always try to ask their preference when it came to what they would prefer. And a lot of people didn't know if they wanted to be bronze or if they wanted to contour themselves when they came to the appointment. And so that's perfectly fine. You know, obviously I'm a makeup artist, so I'm going to look at them and tell them which one's going to work best for them. And a lot of the time bronzer is easier to do for makeup artists. If you guys are in a pinch, if you're doing a 30-minute glam, bronzer is the easiest thing to do to make you look a little bit chiseled, shape the face a little bit and just accentuate what you already have. Meanwhile, contour, it's kind of changing the shape of your face. You are going to lift or you're going to lengthen, like you're going to change the face and create a deeper shadow. But we'll get into that. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on concealer on both sides. However, I'm going to treat them very differently. Going in with the ColourPop concealer. This will be the cream contour side and this will be the bronzer side. I'm going to handle these two sides very differently. I'm going to blend out both right now, but they are going to crease because what I'm going to do over here first is going to take longer than what over here is going to be. So I'm going to blend this bad boy out real quick. You know what I love, you guys? I love when days just work out. Like, I love when maybe I wasn't expecting the day to go as well as it went, and then it just does, you know? Or maybe something like good will happen for somebody near me, and I'll be like, oh, well, wow. Like, it might not be my good day, but it's their good day. So I definitely feel like, oh, something is happening to my eyes right now, and I don't know what it is. So now concealer both blended on both sides. Neither have powder, neither have been set, nothing special has been done to either side, right? But concealer. Now, the way I did my concealer on both sides is I did the lift technique because that's what I want to be lifted. And bronzer can give you that. Contour could probably do it a little bit better though. So let me explain. I'm going to take the cream contour in shade Hazelnut from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And first and foremost, the big difference between bronzer and contour, the fact that you have to literally draw with contour, but you can't draw with bronzer the way you're going to draw with contour. So I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to come a little closer, right? And I'm going to give you guys nice side profile kind of vibes over here. And on the forehead, you know, most people do typically a straight line down. If you have a larger forehead, my darling, I suggest doing something like this. That is always the move. It basically just pushes it out further for you so you don't have to do too much work with your brush. But that's the way a cream contour would do, right? Boom. And then cream contour, you can also pick where you want your cheekbones to truly be. That's why contour is so much more free in a way, but it is a little bit more work simply because you do have to blend it out in a very specific direction. Like for me, my jawline necessarily would be down here, but because I like the idea of a lifted look, I'm going to bring it up higher. and I'm gonna angle it a little bit downward, but lifting at the same time. On some of my videos, you'll even see me pull the contour down here and do something like that. That's another way of using contour to really create a new shape for your face. And then we all know about the phantom jawline that everybody does when it comes to contouring. It is creating that jawline for you now. So now that's gonna be a shadow. After you blend it out, it's gonna be a darker shadow. The definition for contouring is that it is a cooler shade than bronzer. Bronzer is supposed to be warmer. It's supposed to warm you up almost and give you that look of like, oh, just warmed, really and truly. So this is what we have for cream contour. Sorry guys for the way the lighting must have looked in the first half of the video. Hopefully it wasn't too dark for you guys to be able to see everything, but you got the gist that for contouring, it is a cooler shade you're going to have when it comes to cream contour. You are shaping, you're creating, and you are making a new form of face almost. And what I typically use to blend out my cream bronzer, I don't know if you're supposed to necessarily do it this way, but it's the way I've always been doing it because I just like the way it looks. I get like a fluffier kind of compact brush and I start blending just gently. The Anastasia cream bronzer does blend out very nice with a brush. I prefer to blend things out with a brush, honestly, and you'll see me on my TikTok all the time do this move. It's a nice little swirl move, and I'll hold my hair back and I'll bring it somewhat into my hairline. And please, when y'all are taking off your makeup, don't forget about your hairline and the buildup that can be in there. That could be causing a lot of acne, you know, and you don't want that. So that's the way it's going to look with cream contour on one side of the face. I look more chiseled. I look more lifted. I look like a whole different person. I'm a different baddie. You know what I'm saying? But still very much me at the same time. So it's awesome. And then I would set this with powder immediately. So what I am going to do on this side before going into bronzer is I'm going to set the face. I'm going to take the Dermablend powder that I have here. Now powders, I could go all day and tell you all about all the reasons why setting powder is super important. Just for, that really hurt my eye. Simply put, powder adds longevity, okay? If you want something to transfer less, if you want it to move less, if you don't want it to budge, you're gonna set it with powder. That's where powder always comes in. So for bronzer, today we're using the Juvia's Place bronzer palette because I personally love this palette. When I was working, because the people I was working on white people a lot of the time, their shades for contour were my shades for bronzer. So it was already something I already had in my drawer to use and work on for them. And let's get to talking even about this palette a little bit, right? So clearly I dig into this guy quite often. It's most loved, but this one is what I would really use if I wanted to lightly chisel my face. And if I really want to do like transformation all the way, I'd go heavy with this. If you go light with this, it can still give you the same effect to this, but this one might just show up a little bit more and a little bit better. Clearly you can see this one is the deeper of the two, so it's going to give you more chisel, and this one is going to give you that warmth that I've been talking about. That's what bronzer really is. It's giving you that warmth. So we're going to tap into the bottom first, and I'm going to show you bronzer. Now, it's not going to make a crazy difference like contour. That's not how it works. Bronzer is going to be light. It's going to be subtle. It's going to be gentle. And you're not going to see it too much, but you're going to know something's there. You're going to faintly know that something is there. So then you go bronzer. And most of the time people, I notice, don't even put bronzer when they're just bronzing on their jawline. I notice that a lot of people tend to keep it onto the cheeks and then keep it on their forehead. And do that same swirl motion. So this is bronze, just gently bronzed. Not too much of a major difference, right? Not like contouring, where contouring really does chisel and sharpen, that's for sure. Now, if we were to go into the deeper of these two, really get that one in there. Now that, y'all are really gonna see. And this is where it kind of gets to a personal opinion almost, because a lot of people would think, okay, well, if you're going into the deeper color than this, then that's contouring. I'd almost agree. I would almost agree. However, if you put the color of the cream contour next to the color of this palette, it is not the same. This is cooler. This is warmer. Still bronzing. You see? Still bronzing simply because it is warmer. If it was deeper and like this tone in the palette itself, that's contouring all over again. Hence why cream contour and bronzer, powder bronzer. And then there's powder contour as well, but that's just a deeper shade. I feel like a lot of the time, the conversation for bronzers and contour gets lost in the makeup community for Black women, I have to say. Because we don't necessarily believe in contouring and bronzing simply because we are melanated, adding more warmth and more depth and darkness and shadow onto our face. People are like, whoa, they're a little scared of it. Don't be afraid to enhance what you naturally already have, babe, okay? Naturally, our skin looks bronzed and contoured, which is why you shouldn't be afraid to do it. To do it and put it in your makeup routine. You shouldn't be afraid to do that too, simply because it does make a difference, and you just have to look good no matter what. Now, even the finish is very different, right? And both sides have powder. Now, both sides have powder, and look at the difference. Which one are you a team of? Are you team bronzer or are you team contour? Because, oh my goodness, I think I'm very much still team contour. This is such a beautifully informative video. I'm very happy that I'm making this right now. I'm very glad that someone asked for it because this is awesome. And I wanted to give a good shout out to the contour stick. The Wonder Stick is something that's been trending a lot lately, and it is a good stick to contour with, I have to say. It has a slightly cooler tone, which is why it is a contour stick. Now, I'm gonna swatch this guy on my hand, right? And it's not too much neither, but it does do the job for me, right? And then we're gonna take darker shade. Look at that. That is a major difference. So this is the Wonder Stick, this first one, and then this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour. Yes. You guys, do you see it now? Do you see what I'm talking about? This one, even though it is deeper, it is cool. And this one even looks kind of like the bronzer shade. Not even gonna lie, it kind of looks like the bronzer shade. But still, you can tell that it has to be somewhat cooler because now putting it against the bronzer shade changes the game. Changes the game. I'm obsessed. I love makeup so much. It's so much fun. It's like, it's a science I never got to experience in science. You know what I mean? It's the math problem that I can actually solve. It's literally the thing that calms and soothes all my ADHD tendencies a lot of the time, in my OCD, like mild tendencies that I have from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, makeup is just so much fun. Makeup is just so much fun. And I didn't put anything on my nose because we all know nose contour. But bro, actually, you know what, my bag? I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. That's gonna be fun. Let's do an experiment. Let's cream contour one side of my nose and let's bronze the other. Yeah, we're just having fun now. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. I cannot believe my other light died. It was so dark. I was like, is it dark or am I bugging, right? And then bronzer. Now, to really make sure your nose is matched, you would not use the top one. You would go and put this one. And now onto this side, I'm going to chisel in first on my inner, because that's just how I do it. You just look at that. The difference already. Ooh. Now that's the thing, right? I definitely combine, when I do my makeup looks, the bronzing of the nose and the contouring of the nose. Like, if I contour the nose, sometimes I'll still bronze it afterwards just for extra chisel and snatch. But look at that. Like, the difference is crazy. Now I'm gonna blend out the other side real quick because I want to see it before we blend it out, what it looked like. And contouring your nose does take longer. Not necessarily. It takes longer in the sense that you're gonna have to apply then blend. All right, yeah, there we go. Because I'm like, is it really that much longer? Like, it's really not. But you will have to apply then blend, and then potentially beat it out with a beauty blender, depending on how it's acting. And right now it was misbehaving. Ooh, so which side do you guys prefer? Do you prefer team contour? Okay, or are you guys team bronzer? Now, the snatching of the nose, to be honest, I feel like contour ate that too. They're the same thing. They're basically sisters, except they have different personalities. That's really what Y'all saw that? Okay, they just have different personalities, but truly this was so much fun. This was awesome. I love experimenting with you guys. This was dope. Oh, awesome. Oh my gosh. And this foundation is so fucking stunning. Damn. No, because it eats every time. It eats every time. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this video today. This was a lot of fun. I definitely feel like I'm still a contour girl in the end, but I will always appreciate how bronzing can get me there a lot faster and do the same thing too, depending on how my day's going. Honestly, contour and bronzer really and truly are so close that you don't have to make a final decision on either one of them. Like I said, I combine them a lot of the time. And most makeup artists do kind of combine them if they're really trying to hold that base to the skin. If you really want to make sure it's concrete and there's no budging, there's no moving to it, you're going to usually use both. But for an everyday gal doing everyday things and who just wants to snatch her face real quick, bronzer is the way to go. If you want to be chiseled and you're trying to change the shape of your face or even hide something a little bit and add a shadow to your face, you're going to contour. And that's amazing. I love how free makeup is because either way, there's a place for you and there's a spot for you to do what you want. So thank you guys so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Like, oh my gosh, it was so much fun talking to you and getting to know you and having to go on this adventure and talk about contour and bronzing. If you have any more pressing makeup questions, or if you want to do another contour versus bronzer, or you have any other makeup debate like that, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your suggestions and I would love to be able to make more content and videos for you. So thank you so much again for watching and I really appreciate you. I'll see you next time, hon. Bye.